Sanjaya uses his Divya Drishti to see all that has been happening in the Mahabharata battlefield and he reports the same to Dhritarashtra. In the 12th shloka, he reported that Bhishma blew his conch very loudly to make Duryodhana happy. Then, now let us see what's happening in the 13th shloka. Tatah shankascha beryascha panavaanaka gomukaah सहसैवाभ्यहन्यन्त सशब्दस्तुमुलो भवत् ततः शङ्काः च बेर्यः च पणवः अनकः गोमुखाः सहसैव अभ्यहन्यन्त सः शब्दः तुमुलः अभवत्. So tatah after Bhishma blew his conch very loudly. Shankaha, conches. Beryaha, Panavaha, Anakaha. These are all battle related drums, kettle drums, tabors. In Tamil, you could say Berigai, Parai, Tambatam. So, all these are battle related drums. Gomukaha, cow horns. Cha is just conjunction and. So, after Bhishma blew his conch, the enthusiasm spread. It was contagious and it spread immediately, and then many other warriors, they blew their conches and the battle drums were beaten. Sahasaiva abhyahanyanta. Sahasaiva, simultaneously. Abhyahanyanta means murangina. That is, you say por murasu murangina in Tamil. So, simultaneously, conches, kettle drums, tabors, drums, trumpets, blad forth simultaneously. Saha Shabdaha Tumulaha Abhavat. That noise, the noise that emerged. Saha Shabdaha Tumulaha. It was so frightening. Tumulaha Abhavat. It was so scary, frightening, and tumultuous. Tatah Shvetair Yukte Mahati Syandane Stitau Madhavah Pandavaschaiva Divyau Shankau Pradadmatuhu. So Tataha. So after the conches were blown simultaneously, Madhavaha Pandavaha cha eva Divyau Shankau Pradadmatuhu. Madhavaha Krishna. Pandavaha, it is in singular here, so it refers to Arjuna. Pandavaha cha eva Divyau Shankau Pradadmatuhu. Pradadmatuhu blew. They blew their divine conches. So both Madhava and Arjuna thereafter, they blew their divine conches. And talking about Madhava, Mahati Syandane Stitau Madhavaha. Madhava, who was standing on the Mahati Syandane. Syandane is chariot, Mahati, magnificent chariot. So, Madhava, who was standing in the magnificent chariot, along with Arjuna, they blew their respective conches. Now, this Mahati Syandane, this magnificent chariot, had horses, white horses tied to it. Shvetair Hayair Yukte. Yukte is tied, Shvetair is white, and Haya horses. So it had white horses tied to it. Now this magnificent chariot of Arjuna, so much is talked about it in the Mahabharata. It seems it was so beautiful and it shined brilliantly because it had a coating of gold on it. And it seems when the chariot moved, branches of trees or other obstacles, that they could just not stop the chariot would just move on continuously. And the chariot had a flag which had Hanuman in it, which had the invincible Hanuman in it. The chariot had 4 white horses tied to it. These 4 white horses were given by a Gandharva called Chitraratha to Arjuna. Now Chitraratha had 100 such white horses, very well trained horses, very strong and well adept in leading the chariot in the battlefield. So Chitraratha gave 4 of these white horses to Arjuna, and so much is talked about this chariot and the white horses. So next sloka, Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjayah Poundram Dadmau Mahashankam Bhimakarma Vrikodaraha. Panchajanyam Rishikeshaha. Rishikeshaha is Krishna. So Rishikesha, Krishna blew his conch Panchajanyam. Devadattam Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya or Arjuna, he blew his conch Devadattam. And Poundram Dadmo Mahashankam Bhima Karma Vrikodaraha. So Bhima, he blew his conch Poundram. Now Krishna is called Rishikesha. Rishikam means sense organs. Rishikesha is one who has absolute control over his sense organs. So Rishikesha or Krishna, he blew his conch Panchajanyam. So this there was an asura called Panchajanya who was in the form of a sea snail, and Krishna defeated him, and thereafter Panchajanya adorns Krishna. We all have seen Vishnu holding Panchajanya in his hand. So this is the same conch shell. After killing the asura who was in the form of sea snail, Krishna kept that Panchajanya in his hand. Now Arjuna is called Dhananjaya. It seems after the Ashwamedha Yaga, Arjuna collected a lot of wealth. He defeated some kings, and other kings welcomed him very fondly, and they gave him a lot of gifts. So since Arjuna collected a lot of money, wealth, and he came back to Indraprastha, he was called Dhananjaya. So Dhananjaya or Arjuna, he blew the conch Devadattam. Now this Devadattam, this is a divine conch that was given by Indra to Arjuna. Now Arjuna killed an asura who created a lot of problems for Devas, and Indra was extremely pleased with Arjuna, and he gifted this conch Devadattam to Arjuna. So we have Rishikesha who blew his conch Panchajanyam, and Dhananjaya who blew his conch Devadattam, and Bhimakarma who blew his conch Poundram. So Poundram Dadmau, Dadmau is blue. So Poundram Dadmau, Mahashankam. This Poundram is referred to as Mahashankam because the noise that comes out of this Poundram, it creates fear in enemies. So therefore it is called Mahashankam. Bhimakarma, Bhimakarma very strong. Therefore he is called Bhimakarma, and he is also referred to as Vrikodaraha. Vrikodaraha is a person who has a voracious appetite, like a hungry wolf. That's why he's called Vrikodaraha. No, Vrika Udaraha. Udaraha is stomach. So literally a person who is a glutton and who has a gluttonous fire in his stomach. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthirah Nakulah Sahadevascha Sugoshamani Pushpakau. So Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putraha Yudhishthirah. So Yudhishthira blew his conch Ananta Vijayam, and Nakula and Sahadeva, they blew their conches Sagosham and Manipushpakam. So Yudhishthira is referred to as Kuntiputraha and Raja. Kuntiputraha probably because immediately in the next sentence Nakula and Sahadeva are mentioned, and both Nakula and Sahadeva, they are Madri's sons. So in order to differentiate, maybe Yudhishthira is referred to as Kuntiputraha. But Sanjaya also refers to Yudhishthira as Raja. He uses the title Raja to refer to him. At the time of the Mahabharata battle, Yudhishthira was not a Raja because in the game of dice, he had lost his kingdom. So why is it that Sanjaya is using the title Raja for Yudhishthira? One reason could be that he was a great king, he was a great emperor, and also maybe Sanjaya believes that in the future he would be the Raja. So Sanjaya is subtly sending out a message that Yudhishthira, the Pandavas are likely to win this battle. So you have Yudhishthira, Raja Yudhishthira, who blew his conch Ananta Vijayam, and Nakula and Sagadeva, who blew their respective conches Sugosham and Manipushpakam. Kashyascha Parameshvasah Shikandi cha Maharatah Drishtadyumno Viratascha Satyakishcha Aparajitah Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvashah Prithvipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shankan Dadmuh Prutak Prutak. So Kashi Raja, so Kashyascha, he is referred to as Parameshvasaha, that is excellent archer. Shikandi cha Maharatah. Shikandi also the son of Drupada, Shikandi, a great Maharati. And Drishtadyumna, son of Drupada. Virata, king, the great king Virata. And Satyaki is referred to as Aparajitaha, one who's invincible, one who's always victorious, who can never be defeated. Then you have the great king Drupadaha, who was the king of Panchala, Draupadeyaha, the five sons of Draupadi. Sarvashaha Prithvipate. All of them were, lords of earth. So Prithvipate, they were kings. Saubadrascha, Subhadra's son, Abhimanyu, Mahabahu, he is referred to as mighty armed Abhimanyu, Shankan Dadmuhu, Pratak. They all blew their respective conches. In the slokas we have covered up till now, we find that people are addressed as so-and-so's son. For instance, we came across this word Saubhadraha. Now this refers to Abhimanyu. So, a prefix has been added and a new word Saubhadraha is coined, and this refers to Subhadra's son Abhimanyu. Likewise, we also came across the word Draupadeyaha, which is in plural. This refers to the five sons of Draupadi. We have seen many such words. Pandu's son in singular Pandavaha and in plural Pandavaha. Kunti's son in singular Kaunteyaha, in plural Kaunteyaha. Dhartrashtraha, Dhritarashtra's sons, or it can also refer to people who belong to Dhritarashtra, who are Kauravas. Vasudevaha, this refers to Krishna, Lord Krishna. Vasudeva's son, Lord Krishna. Then in the Dhyana Shloka, we came across Parasharaha. This refers to Vedavyasa. Parashara's son, Vedavyasa. Bhishma has another name, Gangeyaha, because he was Ganga Devi's son. So, just as a prefix is added to coin a new word to refer to a person, so-and-so's son or so-and-so's daughter, likewise, a prefix can be added to refer to a person coming from a person dynasty or a person belonging to a certain gotra. Raghu was Lord Rama's great grandfather, and that is because Rama comes from Raghu's dynasty, he belongs to Raghu's dynasty, he is called Raghavaha. So we are going to come across many such words in Bhagavad Gita. So let's go to the next shloka. Sagoshodhartarashtranam hridayani vyadarayat nabascha prithvishchaiva tumulo vyanunadayan. Saha goshaha dhartrashtranam hridayani vyadarayat nabaha cha prithvi cha eva tumulaha vyanunadayan. So saha goshaha, that tremendous noise, uproar, the tremendous noise, uproar which was created by the blowing of conches by the Pandavas. First it was Krishna who blew the conches, and then thereafter we had the Pandavas blowing the conches, and that was followed by the blowing of conches by the kings who were supportive of the Pandavas. So this tremendous noise that emerged from the blowing of conches by Pandavas, Dhartrashtranam hridayani vyadarayat. Now Dhartrashtranam, we just now saw how, by adding a prefix you can create a new word to say so and so's sons. So here Dhartrashtranam refers to the Kauravas, people who belong to Dhritarashtra. Hridayani vyadarayat. So it rent or it ripped apart the hearts of the Kaurava army. Nabaha cha prithvi cha eva tumulaha vyanunadayan. So Nabaha, heavens, prithvi, earth, tumulaha, tumultus. So, the blowing of conches by the Pandavas and other kings supportive of Pandavas, it resounded, it echoed and it resounded through the heavens and the earth. So, in the past few slokas, we saw that the blowing of the conch by Bhishma Pitamaha, it impacted both the Pandava and the Kaurava army. The enthusiasm spread among the warriors, and many other warriors, they all blew their conches simultaneously, and the battle drums were beaten to announce the commencement of the war. Thereafter, Lord Krishna, he blows his conch, and this was followed by the Pandavas blowing their conches, and immediately after that the kings fighting on behalf of the Pandavas, they also blew their respective conches. So the blowing of conches by the Pandavas, it created tremendous fear in the Kauravas. So we have seen how the blowing of conches has created fear in the minds of the Kauravas. In the next few slokas, we would see how enthusiasm grips Arjuna after the conches were blown, and an enthusiastic Arjuna, he wants to take a good look at all the warriors with whom he needs to fight with. And after seeing the various warriors who are his near and dear ones, either they are his relatives or they are his friends, so after seeing all of them, he experiences emotional distress.